then I just blew up somehow. And then in year 13, I applied to Oxford. I kept it quite low key. You know, I am a bit posh, guys. I won't even lie to you guys. I think we need to normalise like crashing balls.
Have you ever crashed a ball? I have. Coolest like branded thing you've done with TikTok?
Married at First Sight. That was so cool.
I am here with arguably the best content creator in Oxford.
Oh, stop it. Stop it.
What's your name?
Geli or Angelica, whatever you feel like.
What did you study?
I study chemistry.
What college?
Queen's College.
Ooh, pretty college. The library's incredible.
Beautiful. There was no space, so I had to leave. And now I'm going to board. Like, what a downgrade.
Really? How are you feeling about exams?
They'll happen. That's all I've got to say. They will happen. Let's just pray to God that I survive, you know, and then let's pray that I do well.
Okay, what are we aiming for? A first?
Maybe like, you know, pass. No, I'm joking.
Okay.
Hopefully do just the best I can. I can't wait to never sit a chemistry exam ever again.
Phil?
So next year you just have a thesis?
Next year is just a thesis. I'm just in the labs doing NMR 9 to 5.
What is that?
So you know when people have an MRI scan?
I do.
It's the science behind it essentially. So
Okay.
it stands for nuclear magnetic resonance. You have an atom, for example, let's say hydrogen, because it's usually hydrogen. And let's say you have a really complex compound with all the shapes and stuff. You want to figure out where that hydrogen is in the structure, and you can use NMR to figure out what the structure is.
Right.
That makes sense.
Why
So
do
it's
we
like
want to
problem-solving.
figure out where it is?
So let's say you've done the longest reaction, yeah, and you got like a product in the end. You can't just be like, oh, I've made, this is definitely that. You need to use NMR to confirm that that structure is the product. Does that make sense?
No, it's so over
doesn't
my
make
head.
sense? No.
I didn't even do chemistry at GCSEs. You are incredibly funny. And you're
you.
incredibly funny online.
Thank you.
When did you start making content?
So I was bored in lockdown, you
Yeah.
know, like there were people, my sister was out here like doing exercise. I was like, hell no. I said, let me go on TikTok and let me just be stupid, because I'm stupid in real life, but I was like, okay, let me be stupid online and like be 10 times more embarrassing. Oh, blimey, my bonnet! Oh no, Aki just took my bonnet! Oh my gosh, baby, okay? It kind of just left my circle of friends, and I was getting the most random people like viewing my content, and they were like, we want more, we want more. And then I just blew up somehow. And then in year 13, I applied to Oxford. I kept it quite low key because, you know, some people can be quite bad vibes online. And then I posted a video like, guys, I got into Oxford, and the comments were just like, books?
Am I a joke to you?
And people thought I was joking until I wore the sub-mask. And people were like, oh, like, you're actually there, like, you weren't joking. I was like, no, guys, this would be quite an expensive prank if I was joking.
Now, was this because of the personality you portray online?
definitely,
Okay, it wasn't just like
yeah.
incredible racism,
Yeah,
like incredibly
maybe,
racist.
maybe that could have tapped
Yeah.
in, you know, I did look a bit like, online, like, you wouldn't think, the way how I speak online doesn't match to, like, my book smart. Flat. My man, he likes some meat. When I walk, my bum jiggles along. And I think what was the icing on the cake was I have a twin sister and she got into Cambridge, and I made a few videos about her getting into Cambridge, and people were like, oh, come on. Like,
That is such a
No.
powerhouse of a family.
thank you, yes.
How do you reckon you both got into Oxford and Cambridge? Like, what was your upbringing like?
It was like competitiveness gone wrong, I suppose. You know?
Do you find that having a twin, like, you're really competitive with her?
It's not like I want to do better than her. It's like we need to be like somewhat on the same level.
I don't want to do better than her, but I don't want her to do better than me.
Every single year, like we would never hide our exam scores from each other. I'd be like, what did you get? And if it was like too much of a difference, like one of us was slacking and we had to like pick it up. And I think it got to the point where like I remember GCSE results day, we went with our dad. I'm trying to find my envelope. I hear my dad scream, oh nice! And she's there with her envelope like, oh my gosh! I haven't even opened mine. I'm like, oh yeah. Okay,
What did
maybe
you
this
get?
has gone too far. I got 9 9s and 2 8s.
Oh, that's pretty
I'm
good.
Such a failure,
That's pretty
guys.
good.
But yeah, I was so happy for her. And like when it obviously came to applying to Oxbridge, she was like, yeah, like I want to go to Cambridge. I was like, what unique? Like, why do you want to go to Cambridge? Because I was like team UCL. Okay, like it's smart uni, but like you're having fun, you know, the kind of vibes. Like Oxford was giving like neeks in the nicest way possible. But then I looked at Oxford and I was like, I actually do really like this place.
Yeah.
I was looking at it on the website because it was COVID. I was looking at it, I was like, yeah, I can imagine myself there. I can imagine myself, you know, in the board studying. So
And now you're slagging off
and
the
now
board.
I'm going to the board, and now I'm like, okay,
You're unhappy
this
about
is
it.
the aesthetic, the Hogwarts aesthetic I was going for, and it's just gone wrong.
How have you found Oxford?
I have actually loved it. I
Yeah.
do make a lot of content kind of making fun of the people here, saying they're all like snobby and like posh.
Oh, I just got the student finance text and I was like, sorry,
I don't speak broke. I actually get sad when I think about leaving.
Yeah.
I never expected to love it so much. I met the most amazing people. If the degree wasn't kicking my butt, it would be 10 out of 10. But unfortunately, I had to dock some points. Why am I seeing brand new content 2 weeks before my exam? Like, no. Like, this was not the GCSE brain that, like, you know, I got 9 9s. Like,
What's your sister studying in Cambridge?
she's doing chemical engineering.
Okay, so same thing, basically.
Kind of,
Oh, is it not?
No. There's a bit of like the tiniest overlap, but not really.
Okay, chemistry's harder.
She'll actually beat me up for saying this, but I think chemistry's harder.
So you make fun of Oxford being posh online, as you should, as I do too. I mean, obviously I have a very posh voice, but I would hope that most people understand it's satire. But there are people here that don't understand it's satire. Like I was in a play and someone said, oh yeah, my friend has you blocked on TikTok because like she finds the content really annoying. She had to explain to her friend that it was a joke. And she was like, oh, I thought that was just how they are. What? Sorry?
Yeah, no, that's me when I do my like point of view voice, because it's like, oh my gosh, hi babe, hi.
Yeah.
But like my voice isn't that different. So when I'm on live, people are like, oh, I thought you were putting it on. I think they expected me to sound like I'm from London. But I'm not, I'm from Berkshire. Like, you know, I am a bit posh, guys. I won't even lie to you guys.
I read this interesting article. I was looking at like balls. And about how people get like radicalized towards privilege at Oxford. Like you leave Oxford not even thinking that it's mad to pay 100 quid
100 quid for a ball.
Yeah.
Oh my days. I saw on Twitter, Pembroke Ball, alumnus ticket. Guess how much?
Pembroke's not even
white
like
tie, by the way.
okay, white tie.
So white tie basically means it's really posh, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like 200, 270, 350. No,
440. What was it? 446.
that is mad.
I think we need to normalize like crashing balls.
Yeah, have you ever crashed a ball?
No, but my friends have.
I have.
They got caught. Have you?
Yeah, I crashed one ball.
No, Woodham is actually easy to crash
Yeah,
into.
it's a good one to crash.
I want to get like the blueprints of the college. You know when people like sneaking into air vents?
Doing
I
a
wanna
whole
do
like
that.
heist, a Mission Impossible. That is
Yeah,
breaking
and
into
then like, you
balls.
know, like going down like all in black, and then I whip it out and then I've got this stunning gown. Because there is a Queen's Ball, and that's my
Nice, yeah.
college. And I know that college in and out.
I will say Queen's is a hard,
It's
hard one to break
hard,
into,
yeah.
because I tried. It was last year. I was at Univ Ball. It finished, and then Wadham and Univ and Queen's were both on. So I was like, okay, let me try and sneak into Queen's. Couldn't find anywhere, and I can climb. You know, I go
That's
bouldering
gymnastics, yeah.
like every week. Yeah, I do
Yeah.
gymnastics. I can climb.
You're actually not
There
getting
was not.
in.
There
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like there was no way to get in, and there was security everywhere.
Yeah.
Wadham, piece of piss. So easy to get into.
Yeah, Woodham. I think my friend snuck into Woodham as well.
Yeah.
Someone said to me like, "Oh, the garden party was quite cheap. It was £85." I'm like, guys, come on, £85.
It's mad,
like, let's
isn't
get
it?
1, 2. Do you know how long you have to count to 85? Like, guys, like, please, like, I think we've normalized expensive stuff,
Yeah.
and I think because there are people going to more than one like.
Oh,
college
people
ball
that
a
do like
year.
the ball season, that like try
Yeah.
and go to every ball
Every
possible.
single ball,
It's
I'm
like,
like-
you know they were at Eton.
And you know
Yeah.
they went on the ski trip.
Yeah.
I went on the ski trip. If you guys don't know,
Okay.
Oxford and Cambridge, they do like a joint ski trip. My friends were like, "Oh, let's go, let's go." I was like, "Yeah, okay, cool." £1,500 gone. I think I was eating like noodles,
Yeah, like pasta,
bread,
nothing
ice.
else.
I think I was really struggling for like
Yeah.
a couple of months after that, but it was the most fun experience of my
Okay.
life. Yeah, like, I felt really Oxford. Do you ever do things where you just feel like really
Yeah,
Oxford, like
yeah.
going to the bod?
Yeah.
Have you drank out the shoe yet?
Oh, I did. I don't even drink, so I think
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
find
neither.
Varsity horrible. Oh
Yeah.
wait, you don't drink?
I
How
don't
did you
drink
find
alcohol.
Varsity?
So everyone was doing that whole like, you know, when you ski, like after the skiing,
Yeah,
yeah,
après
everyone was
ski.
doing that. You know, the uns music. I was like,
Okay,
yeah.
so
like,
you were just vibing.
after I was like
sober.
sweating, trying because you have to ski there.
Yeah.
innit? After like nearly dying on the way there, I'm like, this is so underwhelming. Like, where there was not even like, you know, like apple juice I could get, like nothing. You know, like that was my first time skiing ever. So like that was, I don't know how I survived, honestly, guys.
Yeah, I did. I had to do a shoe once. It wasn't even my shoe. Context, if you put a shoe on your head during a crew date, which is like a social drinking event, the last person to put a shoe on their head has to drink from their shoe. I wasn't even my crew date. I was literally, I was in Angritai, great place. I
Yeah.
saw people having crew date. I went to ask what having crew dates was like in there.
Yeah.
And then I was just chatting to them and they're like, oh, you're the guy from TikTok. And then they like did a shoe. And then I obviously didn't put my shoe on my head because I wasn't part of their crew date. I had to drink from someone else's shoe. even though I wasn't even part of the game.
I'm so
Not a
happy in my years of Oxford, I've never partook. Whatever took, I haven't done that, you know, I'm so happy. Because
What's the coolest story you have from TikTok?
It's actually not that cool, but it was like, wow. Like sometimes I forget like how insane the internet is. So I must have gone on live stream, and this was like at 12 at night. I was like, oh, let me do a story time about my ex. I was like, oh, I was talking, you know, I was like, guys, don't like find my ex and, you know, blah blah blah, even though like there's no trace of him on my social media. Someone screen recorded the 1 hour live stream of me talking about this situation, found his Instagram and DM'd it to him.
That is absolutely psychotic.
I know. Who has storage on their phone for 1 hour?
No, literally.
Do you know what I mean? That's the
literally.
part that's shocking me. Like, but you had that storage to send an hour of me talking.
They had the full
like,
receipt.
The full. I couldn't even lie. I couldn't lie my way out.
Yeah, you can be like, no, that's not me.
No, that's AI. No, it was me in HD. I said, yeah, wow. I used code names. I did everything, guys. I did the best I could. I still got caught out. And so now I'm really careful about what I post online.
Was it a bad breakup?
No, it was actually quite amicable.
But you were talking about it anyway.
I was just
sounds
talking
like
about,
you're kind of messy.
Maybe I am messy actually. He didn't deserve that. I can't lie. I was just being messy. You know, like when you're like
you're just airing your dirty
chats.
laundry.
I thought I was just having late night chats with my followers. Now all of a sudden I wake up and my ex DMing me like, hey girlie, you talked about me on live.
What's the coolest like branded thing you've done with TikTok?
Oh, I actually worked Married at First Sight. That was so cool. There was like a content house and there was a bunch of other like content creators, and it wasn't just TikTok, they were like YouTubers, like podcasters, and we all just made like content in that house. Like, and we also got to go to the watch the first episode that'd come out. Like, it was just a really good experience. And I was like, I kind of want to get Married at First Sight. Like, I was like, sign me up for that show, because with how my love life is going, you know what, like, you ever just think like, sign me up for Love Island? Like,
I mean, I absolutely do. I went through a breakup and then like a few weeks later I got a DM on Instagram from like one of these casting agents being like, hey, we have a show, a dating show. The concept is that you move in with someone that you've never met and have to live with them for a while. It was basically code name for Married at First Sight. It just was, but it was one of those things where they wouldn't tell you what it actually was. Do you want to like apply for it? And I was like, why not? I'm heartbroken. Might as well like...
The tears are down, you're just like, yeah sure.
might as well monetize my heartbreak. Let's do it. They didn't pick me. Was it just like a day in the house?
Yeah, essentially it was just a day in the house, and I edited it afterwards. Yeah, I did really enjoy it, and like I met the most amazing people as well, and I got a bit of guidance on like how to go about social media.
Yeah, that's the thing. Meeting other creators at one of these things is so useful, because you actually get to understand how much you should be charging. Yeah,
that as well. Like, no, that's exactly it, because I got a manager. He was telling me like as soon as we met up, he was like, you're getting like undercharged. And I was like, oh, because I thought I was like walling, you know. I was like, no, he's like, you're getting undercharged.
But it's a mad industry, like, for lack of transparency. Anyway, it's been very cool.
It has been nice. It's been nice doing this.
Do you want some chocolate? I have chocolate.
Yes, please. Is it molten because it's hot today?